So we're sistering on some light joists that are running perpendicular to the existing ceiling joists in our attic storage area that we're building. We've already installed the attic ladder that pulls down, and one of the advantages of installing the secondary ceiling joists that run perpendicular to the original is you don't have to worry about redoing wiring or drilling holes through ceiling joists. In our case, it also helps with the span rating since I have load-bearing walls, but my existing ceiling joists have too long of a span that they're being run to bear any kind of storage weight. And so by running new joists perpendicular to the existing ceiling joists, we can get short enough spans between the load-bearing walls that will allow us to store decently heavy items up here and get the pounds per square inch that we're allowed. I'm using a level in a few places. The existing ceiling joists, if you have an old house like I do, this is circa 1911 with rough cut 2x4 framing. There might be some that are sagging, as you can see over the years have been sistered on, and so we're using a level to level it out the best we can. Sistering on our joists, this is because we can't fit through the attic opening, even though this is a large attic ladder. It's Werner's largest attic ladder size. I think it's 28 inches wide because I could fit it between the oddly spaced ceiling joists. Still can't fit more than about a 10-foot 2x4 up my stairs. So 10-foot 2x4 sister to 10-foot. Then when I finish this side of the attic, we'll sister on some others because there's certain parts that are the weaker parts, and we'll double sister there. All right, and then one last thing is I had my existing insulation, right? If you just put a floor over that insulation and compact it, the R value goes in your attic goes basically to nothing, or not to nothing, but significantly reduced from what it is. So actually with these overlaying joists, I can take and put the insulation right over the top loosely and then put the flooring over. Again, got to be a little bit careful with this due to depending on what kind of electrical system you have and what amperage and whatnot is running through there. You may want to check into whether that's going to make, whether the wires need, how much air and whatnot they need. But I'm comfortable with what we have here as far as the insulation loosely laid on there.
No, we're putting that on the side.
And I'm trying to think what else we did. That's about it. Just using, I did use my flooring. I'm using 1/2-inch sheets of plywood. If I was to do this again, I probably would go with 3/4. I kind of wanted a built-in attic storage weight load limiter, you know what I mean? Because even though I kind of ran the span calculations, in a lot of places, my new joists are actually not sitting directly on the old joists, and so because a few of them are sagging, and they're going just from, boys, be patient with each other. They're going from load-bearing wall to load-bearing wall. So I want something that's going to signal to me if I start to put too much weight on the floor and it starts to sag down, because I don't want any of that weight being put on the weak ceiling joists. I want it all running from load-bearing to load-bearing. And again, you can look at engineering calculations and structural framing to understand why you want most of your weight being pushed directly down through load-bearing walls as opposed to on ceiling joists that are just ceiling joists with nothing underneath them. Anyways, that's where we're at with the attic project.